Welcome to our kirtan. It's very nice of you to join us, and I hope you will join in and have a nice time before Mahabhavat does his class.
I will, namaste.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namune. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Siddha Swarupananda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namune. Namo Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Prestaya
Bhutale Srimate Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namune. Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namune. Ora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya Te.
Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine
Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna
Prestaya Te.
Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Namine. Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya Te.
Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa
Namine. Gora Karuna
Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya Te.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur,
Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
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 Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Gauranga, Gauranga, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gauranga, Gauranga, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gauranga, Gauranga, Hari Bol, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Jai.
Jayam Vishnu Paramahansa Vairajagasa Sadashishima. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ananta Gauda Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Itai Goes World Mission Ki Jai. Navadvita Dhamma Ki Jai. Shishi Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Ki Jai. Athuradam Ki Jai. Mayapur Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Gaura Premanandi, Hare Hare Bol. Oma Gina Timurandasya, Gina Gina Salakaya, Chaksurun Militanyena, Tajmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Statpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanshakapa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanan Pavenbhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahansa Niti Namine. Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahansa Namine. Gaura Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Jagaguru Siddhaswarupananda Srila Prabhupada, whose very dear Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet, Srila Prabhupada is the mercy manifestation Lord Chaitanya, Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, and very dear to Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna Prastayate. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the devotees who are just like wish-fulfilling trees and are very compassionate upon the fallen souls. Hare Krishna. So I was reminded of a nice verse in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 10, text 18. Where Arjuna says, Bhuya kathaya triptehi Srinavata nasti me amritam. So the full verse is, O Janardana, Again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So the word nectar, amritam, so it literally means immortality. And it's often referred to in the ancient, in the Vedic texts as nectar. And so this word amrita is also the source of the Greek word ambrosia, which basically means the same thing, just one wonderful nectar. And amrita is also known as the drink of the devas, or that the demigods drink. And of course there's the famous story where Mohini steals the amrita, or the nectar, and gives it to the demigods, and the demons missed out. So so anyway, Arjuna is saying, I'm never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So at the point where this is spoken in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has just spoken the 4 verses that are known as the Chaito Shloki, or the 4 seed verses, or 4 key verses, which is like a play on the Chaito Shloki of the Srimad Bhagavatam. In Canto 2, there's, I think chapter 8, there's 4 verses that are like described as being the seed verses, and these are what Lord Vishnu spoke to Lord Brahma. And then the rest of the Srimad Bhagavatam is like an expansion upon these 4 verses. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti likened these 4 verses, chapter 10, text 8 to 10:11, as the Chaito Shloki of the Bhagavad Gita. And in these 4 verses, Krishna describes that everything emanates from him, everything material and spiritual comes from him, and the wise who know this, just meditate upon him, and that his devotees think about him and talk about him, and that to those who are constantly devoted, he gives them the intelligence or the understanding by which they can come to me, and then enlightens them with the shining light of knowledge. And so in those verses, Krishna first describes his own position, and then he describes how his devotees feel about him and how they glorify him and worship him, and then how he relates back by giving them the understanding by which they can come to him, and then he enlightens them with the shining lamp of knowledge. And and then after that, Krishna goes quiet. And some commentators on the Gita have said that Krishna just becomes absorbed in thought of his love for his devotees and how much his devotees love him, and so Krishna goes quiet. So up to this point, Krishna's been speaking Bhagavad Gita like in this, sort of heated not heated as in hot, but a back and forth dialogue with Arjuna, where Krishna is explaining things, and then Arjuna asks questions, and then Krishna answers those questions, and then Arjuna asks more questions, and Krishna answers those questions, and then he speaks these 4 Chaito Shloki, or seed verses, and he goes quiet. And then so Arjuna speaks verses that glorify Krishna. And then he says this, that I'm never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words, the amrita, or the nectar of immortality. And so actually, of course, these words that Krishna is speaking are actually true immortality. So if we drink these amrita, or these nectarine words of Sri Krishna, we will attain true immortality. We will become enlightened with transcendental knowledge. Krishna will give us the understanding by which we can come to Him. And He will enlighten us with the shining lamp of knowledge. And we will be able to go to Krishna and be with Krishna always. And no more of this nasty material world. So Krishna's words are so nectarine. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami had a couple of nice comments on the purport to this particular verse. He quotes another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which says that those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the descriptions of the pastimes of the Lord. So one who loves Krishna just relishes everything about Krishna. Like, tell me more, talk to me about Krishna. And the devotees just relish it. Then he says, now as far as Amritam, nectar, is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. So this in chapter 9, text 2, Krishna says, Raja Vijayarajaguyam, Pavitra Mihamutamam, Pratyaksha Bhagamam Damyam, Susukam Kadamavyayam. So this king of knowledge, king of education, I spoke last week about how it's joyfully performed, Susukam Kadamavyayam. But then also, in that the Bhagamam Damyam is like, it's joyfully, not joyfully performed, but it's realized. It's practical, realized knowledge. So it's not dry knowledge. This Raja Vijaya, Rajaguyam, the king of knowledge, king of education, king of secrets. It's realized knowledge. It's practical. We understand it. We realize it. It becomes real. It's not just words or dry philosophy that Krishna is speaking. It's living transcendental knowledge that we can enter into. One can enter into the holy names of Krishna and as we realize and appreciate the holy names, we realize that the holy name has form, and this form is Krishna's form. We realize that the holy name has qualities, and these qualities are Krishna's qualities. And we realize that this holy name has pastimes, and these pastimes are Krishna's pastimes. So this practical knowledge that Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita and this devotional service process we are following is something practical to be realized and real. We can enter into this eternal relationship with Krishna, the various rasas. One never tires of hearing about Krishna. The Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate the pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh, despite repeated readings. So Krishna is ever fresh. I remember once Prahlad Das in Australia, awesome musician, wonderful kirtan leader, he was telling me and Radhisham once about this person he met, come up to his house, and I was talking to them, and he started telling him about Krishna, and he's telling him about Krishna and describing a little bit about Krishna, and the guy was just like, he says, "Wow, that's the most original idea I've ever heard." So Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the original Godhead and the source of all that be, and he remains ever fresh as a young youth, growing no older than 16. So we've been talking last week, actually we spent a couple of weeks describing chapter 2, text 11. So there's actually a series of 3 verses here, 2:11 to 2:13, that are connected ideas, or a connected idea, or series of ideas. And kind of like a theme for the 3 verses is like the self is different from the body. All right, so in 2:11, so I'll read 2:11 through 2:13, and then tonight's class will be on 2:12. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Sri Bhagavan Nuvacha, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So in these three verses, Krishna is describing that the spirit inside the body is eternal. Right? So this is the basic, number one, building block in spiritual life. Like the ABCs, this is the A, right? The spirit inside the body is eternal. Right? I'm not this body, I'm spiritual in essence. We are all separate eternal beings. So this is a second. So first idea, okay, is you're not the body. You're not the body. You're spiritual in essence. First idea. Second idea, we are all separate eternal beings. So not this impersonalist idea that there's just the one undifferentiated sheet of Brahman and somehow temporarily we take on individual existence in this world, but it's just illusion or Maya, which is why they're called Mayavadis, because they're teaching a philosophy of illusion, right? Which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But nonetheless, this is Krishna's second point. First point, the wise, don't lament for the living or the dead, right? Arjuna, while speaking learned words, you're mourning for that's not worthy of grief. The wise lament neither for the living or the dead. And he says, we are all separate eternal beings. This is text 12. It's the basic idea. And then in 13, he describes how we can pass from one temporary body to another. In other words, okay, well, I'm not the body, and Krishna, you're telling me I'm eternal, but then how does that work? And then Krishna describes how it is that we pass from one temporary body to another, both in this life and then at the end of this life, the end of this body. So we can experience it, this changing from a temporary body to another, by watching the changes in our current body. And then we can infer from that this continues at the death of the body. And then importantly, the wise do not lament for the living or the dead, because they know they are spiritual and are eternal, and are not bewildered by the changing bodies during this life or at the end of life. So there's, just in these three verses, there's so many important points. So when I first started chanting, it's like if you can remember back to perhaps when you started chanting, it's like we don't know anything. We really don't know anything. I had a Christian upbringing, and which I was fortunate to receive, but it's very sort of confusing. Don't really know what's what. Don't really know what spirit is or soul is. So somehow you sort of think that you're the body and that you have a soul, and you never quite get it, what it's all about, And so as soon as you start to study Bhagavad Gita, I remember it's nice devotee. I used to live in Whangamatara in New Zealand, and I lived with this guy, Lee was his name, and anyway, he got me a Bhagavad Gita as it is, which I still have, the original Macmillan edition. And anyway, of course, I started reading it, and it's just like these ideas are just like, wow, transformational. Krishna's speaking so clearly, explaining that we're not the body. That there's no point in lamenting at the death of the body, and then how it works. We change bodies in this life, and we just like that we change to another body at the end of this life. Such powerful ideas that are just completely illuminating. Suddenly it's like, oh, okay, now I understand what's going on in this world. Previously I had no idea. I was completely bewildered. So, in 2:11, which I just read, so Krishna says, while speaking learned words, you are lamenting for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. So that, this sort of could raise the question, okay, so, it might be question, and actually this is, I'm reading here a little bit from Sridhar Swami, the Sri Vaishnava commentator on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, who lived in the, I think in the 12th or 13th or 14th century. It says, anyway, next, it might be questioned, why do the wise not lament for the living or the dead? So Krishna's made a statement, the wise do not lament for the living or the dead. So then, why not? Right? That's the next question. So it might be questioned, why do the wise not lament for the living or the dead? So Lord Krishna here gives the reason to this, establishing that the soul is eternal and not the physical body. Right? So why don't we lament for the living or the dead? Because the answer is because the person is eternal. And so in this verse, text 12, Krishna says, Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam nemi janadipaha, na chaiva na bhavishyamaha, save vaya mata param. So never was there a time when I did not exist. Na tvevaham jatu nasam. So Krishna first establishes, never was there a time when I, Krishna, did not exist. And Bhaktivedanta Swami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti and Srila Baladevi Jabusana make a distinguishment that when Krishna is speaking, he's speaking about himself as Paramatma, the Super Soul, or Krishna, Sri Bhagavan Nuvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna is saying that never was there a time when I did not exist. So Paramatma, Krishna, never was there a time when he did not exist. And then na tvam nemi janadipaha, nor you, na tvam, so referring to Arjuna, nor you, nemi janadipaha, so nor all these kings here. So Krishna is saying, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor that I, Paramatma, did not exist, nor you, Jivatma, and all these other kings here. Never was there a time when they didn't exist and you didn't exist either. So this is covering the past and the present. And then Krishna says, Na chaiva na bhavishyamaha save vaya mata param. And never, certainly, in the future shall any of us not exist. Right? So this, Krishna is covering all three phases of time. Past, present, future. Himself, Paramatma, and then Arjuna, Jivatma, and all the kings present there, other Jivatmas. So never was there a time when the soul does not exist. We currently exist, and we shall exist in the future. And as individuals, not, like this particular verse here is one of the most important verses in refuting impersonalism, the Mayavadi philosophy. Krishna is clearly stating here, that we are eternally individuals in the past, in the present, and in the future. None of us shall ever cease to be. So this is actually a really important verse in relation to, for preaching purposes, to refute the Mayavadi philosophy. So not only does the soul exist in the past, in the present, and in the future within this material world, but in our future liberated state, we continue to exist as an individual. So Krishna is not just describing the condition of the soul in this material world. He's describing the soul's and his own individual existence forever, both in this world and when out of this world. So in these words in text 11, and in particular in this text, so Krishna is basically, establishing the foundation for eternal devotion, for the eternal individuality of the self and God. Krishna is required for reciprocal dealings in loving devotional union. So we've been in the Healing Chart 108 classes. I've been speaking on chapter 18, text 63 to 66. And in 65 and 66, Krishna is essentially imploring Arjuna, just think of me, just think about me, become my devotee, my lover, my bhakta, just offer your homage to me, worship me, and then just surrender unto me, sharanam, mamikam, sharanam, vraja, just surrender to me. So this loving relationship, this thinking of Krishna and this surrender to Krishna in love, it's based upon the eternal individuality of Krishna and of the soul. And so right at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, here in this verse, chapter 2, text 12, Krishna is establishing that the very foundation that's required for loving devotional service. So also, like we talk about yoga meaning union, right? So by definition, that means there's two. There's duality. There's Krishna, there's the Jivatma, and then there is the process or the yoke, which is the yoga process, and then yoga is the actual union. So yoga is the process, and yoga is the end, the goal. So, and it's all based upon this fundamental understanding that Krishna says here in this text 2:12, that never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these other kings here, and never in the future shall we ever cease to be. In other words, there's always individuality and distinction. Individuality and distinction between Krishna and the individual souls. We're eternally individuals. Eternally. Always. Nitya. Always individuals. So Krishna says, with the eternal fragmental parts in Mama Evamsa Jiva Iloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha, it's chapter 15. Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Sanatanaha is eternal. Mama Evamsa Jiva Iloke. So my fragmental parts We're fragmental parts of Krishna, and we are eternal. So Krishna states this several times in Bhagavad Gita, and we will, in a few weeks, further into chapter 2, Krishna just emphasizes again the indestructible nature of the soul. It can't be burnt by fire, can't be withered by the wind, can't be, destroyed by water, can't be burnt by fire. So Arjuna's got all these weapons, fire weapons and water weapons and wind weapons, but these can't hurt the soul. You can kill Bhishma Dev's body with them, or Dronacharya's body with them, but you can't kill the soul, Arjuna. So anyway, that's I'm stealing the thunder of a future verses, but the soul exists eternally, and this is the basis of our loving relationship with Krishna. So it's such an important idea, and we should never read impersonal. Lord Chaitanya's advice is that we should never read impersonalist commentaries on Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam or just in general, because they will. It's the most poisonous philosophy. This idea that, oh, I am God and we're all one. This kind of nonsense philosophy that has no practical application and no semblance of reality in terms of your dealings. There's certainly a oneness in the sense that, the Vedic aphorism, Lord Chaitanya's distinctive philosophy is achintya beta beta tattva, simultaneously one yet distinct, tattva, thatness or philosophical idea, truth, achintya, inconceivable, beta beta, beta beta, beta means simultaneously one, and then beta, anyway, I won't go into the Sanskrit and how it's combined, but it's beta, 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 beta. So beta, so it's beta and beta is the two words combined together. It's simultaneous, oneness, yet distinct. So of course we have oneness with other jivatmas, and we have oneness with Krishna. We're sparks of a fire emanating from Krishna. So we are one in quality, but we are different in quantity and size. And so simultaneously one yet distinct. And this is the basis of our loving relationship with Krishna, our inherent loving relationship. It's inherent within us. It's like Lord Chaitanya says, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sajikavanaya Shravanade Sudeshite Karaye Udaya. So the eternal Nitya Siddha, the eternal perfection of the spirit soul, is Krishna Prema. And it's not gained from another source. It's inherent within us. We're spiritual in essence. It's just covered by all these material anarthas, the body, the mind, the different lack of knowledge and ignorance that we're in. So this eternal loving relationship is there within us, waiting for us to uncover it. And this process, Shravanadi, so this process of beginning with Shravana, so Adi, Shravana, Adi. Shravana is the hearing process. So hearing begins with hearing. So as this is referring to the verse of Prahlad Maharaj, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Achanam Bandhanam Dashyam. So Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So Shravanam, speaking about Krishna, hearing. Shravana is hearing. So hearing about Krishna. Kirtanam, speaking about and chanting the glories of Krishna. And then Vishnu Smaranam, remembering. So hearing about, speaking about, and remembering Vishnu or Krishna. So anyway, so the key point I'm making, and kind of perhaps being a bit long-winded about it, is just you are eternal, and you are eternally and individual. You always existed in the past, you currently exist, and you shall exist eternally in the future. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami in his purport makes numerous nice points. He says here, the Lord says clearly that he himself, Arjuna, and all the kings who are assembled on the battlefield are eternally individual beings, and that the Lord is eternally the maintainer of the individual living entities, both in their conditioned and in their liberated situations. So he's actually referring here to the couple of Upanishadic verses, and one of the Nityo Nityanam, Shaitana Shaitanam. So this is, Krishna is the chief among all eternals, and he is the chief conscious entity among all conscious entities. Among the many living entities, he is the chief who fulfills their desires and needs of the others. This is from the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the supreme individual person, and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal associate, and all the kings assembled there are individual eternal persons. It is not that they did not exist as individuals in the past, and it is not that they will not remain eternal persons. Their individuality existed in the past, and their individuality will continue in the future without interruption. Therefore, there is no cause for lamentation for anyone. The Mayavadi theory that after liberation, the individual soul, separated by the covering of Maya or illusion, will merge into the impersonal Brahman and lose its individual existence, is not supported herein by Lord Krishna, the Supreme Authority. Krishna clearly says herein that in the future also the individuality of the Lord and others, as it is confirmed in the Upanishads, will continue eternally. Individuality is maintained on spiritual grounds and is thus confirmed by great acharyas like Sri Ramanuja and others. It is clearly mentioned in many places in the Gita that this spiritual individuality is understood by those who are devotees of the Lord. Those who are envious of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead have no bona fide access to the great literature. The non-devotee's approach to the teachings of the Gita is something like that of a bee licking on a bottle of honey. One cannot have a taste of honey unless one opens the bottle. Similarly, the mysticism of the Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by the devotees, and no one else can taste it, as it is stated in the 4th chapter of the book. So if you have a bottle of honey, right, a jar of honey, and if a bee's trying to get at it, right, so the bee's trying to get at the honey, but it can't get the honey. It can't actually taste the honey, the nectarine taste. Like as I was reading from 10:18 about the Amrita, the nectarine, the nectar that Krishna is speaking. So a non-devotee is like a bee trying to taste honey through the glass. You just can't taste it. You can't get it. You don't understand it. Right? It's just sort of dry philosophy, and you don't get it. What's this about? So, what to speak of just a materialist perhaps trying to understand Bhagavad Gita and just can't get their head around these the idea that Krishna is God and that you're eternal soul and your function is to love Krishna. They they're not interested in that. They're just interested in enjoying themselves. Well, if someone's only interest is self-centered enjoyment, then they're not going to be very interested in serving God. That's like, well, that sounds like a bummer. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to offer the flower to Krishna? I want to smell it. And besides, why would I want to offer food to Krishna? He only eats vegetables. I like eating meat. I like killing animals and eating them. So a person, in that consciousness is not able to taste the honey. They're just like the bee on the outside of the honey. So then, what to speak of an impersonalist who actually denies the existence of God, is cloaked within spirituality, but actually denying the existence of God and saying that He is God, I am God. We're all God, and we just temporarily forgot, and somehow we're going to wake up one day and not exist individually anymore. So they can't understand. Like, the Bhagavad Gita is about the loving relationship between Krishna and his beloved or Priya, relationship with Arjuna and the Jivatmas. As I've been describing in the Healing Chant 108 classes, it's like Krishna is expressing his love for Arjuna. He's expressing his love for the Jivatmas and imploring us to love him. So this, if you have an impersonalist understanding or idea, well, it's, you can't possibly, it just doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be able to enter into an actual loving relationship with Krishna because you think you are Krishna, or you think that Krishna is you, rather. So anyway, this verse that Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is referring to in 4.3 is Saivayam Mayateyaja Yoga Prakta Puratanaha Bhakto Ashime Shakasheti Rahasyam Hyeta Dutamam. This very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So this word rahasyam means transcendental mystery. And I meant to, there's a little a section in a book. It's like a sequel to Harinam Chintamani by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhajan Rahasyam, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta in his introduction to it gives a very nice description of this Rahasyam, the transcendental mystery that here Krishna is referring to. This the transcendental mystery of this science, so this Uttaman or topmost transcendental mystery. And so he says that Krishna says this very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee and you are my friend. Because Arjuna is devoted to Krishna and in the mood of loving friendship, then Krishna will relate with him and describe this rahasyam, this wonderful transcendental mystery. And Arjuna can understand it because he's approaching Krishna as his devotee. So we need to approach Bhagavad Gita as a devotee, as lovers of Krishna. And then we can actually understand Krishna's loving message to us, that he's speaking to us in this Gita. Nor can returning to Bhaktivedanta Swami's purport, nor can the Gita be touched by persons who envy the very existence of the Lord. Therefore, the Mayavadi explanation of the Gita is the most misleading presentation of the whole truth. Lord Chaitanya has forbidden us to read the commentations made by the Mayavadis and warns that one who takes to such an understanding of the Mayavadi philosophy loses all power to understand the real mystery of the Gita. The plurality of the individual soul and the Lord is an eternal fact, and it is confirmed by the Vedas, as above mentioned. So I have a couple of points from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and from Baladevi Jabusana on this verse, and we'll discuss those next week. And so time is not permitting for us to read some further verses from the discussion between Yamaraj and the widows of Suyagna, so which is another wonderful story of lamentation within the Srimad Bhagavatam. And so we'll do that next week. So anyway, so thank you very much. Thank you for watching and listening. Appreciate it greatly. I guess in teaching these classes and in preparing for them, it's actually quite wonderful, because I have to set aside a whole lot of time to prepare and read and study and contemplate, and so this is a wonderful opportunity for me, and I very much appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to speak on Bhagavad Gita. And so on Friday night at Healing Chant 108, I'll be giving a further Bhagavad Gita class there, and we're discussing chapter 18, text 66. Just surrender unto Krishna. He will protect you. Don't fear. So Haribol, thank you very much. We'll have some more kirtan.
Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Shipu Danu Bringa Keshabadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Jai Jagadishare Jai Lord Nrsimhadev Jai Prahlad Maharaj Jai Lord Nrsimhadev Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Haribol. Good night, everyone. See you again next time.